Today we're going to talk about installing the foot peg lowering brackets on a Suzuki DR 650. We've made these brackets out of half-inch thick aluminum, had them hard coat type 3 anodized for protection. The finish on these is typically harder than diamonds. I supply the bolts required and we'll get into that in a second. First thing you want to do is remove the foot peg. Take a 14mm ratchet wrench, loosen your bolts, take them out. We're going to reuse the factory bolts that came with the bike. You'll notice in the foot peg bracket when you take it off, it's got these rubber bushings in there. Now what you want to do is to keep those bushings isolated. You'll see there's a little round boss here. So the way we're going to achieve that is use these standoff washers that I provide. So the first thing we're going to do is you take our Suzuki factory bolts, put them back in the bracket here. When I removed these bolts, I noticed they had Loctite on them, so I would suggest reusing some Loctite with it. So we'll put two of the hard washers that I provide, put them on the back of the bracket to start off with. You got your bolt, your washer, and then put that on the frame. Take your 14mm ratchet wrench again and tighten these down. The washer is required for a couple of reasons. One is to get it out a little bit, obviously, and the other is the length of the factory bolt. Sometimes there's not enough threads in the frame, so we just went ahead and did a standoff. So you want to tighten these down, get them good and tight, torque them. Then you'll take your foot peg and we use a hardened washer on under the head of the bolt, and we'll slide that through. Take the other one, got the hardened washer on it, make sure you got that. Slide that through. Then we take another hardened washer and put it on the back. This isolates the bushing and lets it still flex. You want that peg to be able to move, and so that hardened washer on either side helps you do that. You simply put that in there. I supply nylock nuts. Put those on. Tighten them down. Pretty simple. Put the nut and washer on the back of the other one. Tighten it down. It'll require a 17mm wrench, box wrench, and an 8mm socket head cap screw wrench to tighten the heads. Once you've done that, got them tightened down good and tight, you may need to relocate your brake lever. You simply do your adjustment here, get it positioned with your boots wherever you want it. You may also have to adjust the length of the brake light switch here. You may have to lengthen it out a little bit to make sure that your brake light doesn't stay on. So you want to get it set just right. Check and make sure you got that. I wear a motocross boot, and it's big and clunky, and for shifting it was a tight squeeze, so I lowered and moved them back an inch both directions, and the improvement is just unbelievable. I feel it's lowered the center of gravity. It's made the bike more stable, much more comfortable. And so I made these brackets for myself in a machine shop. I have a machine shop. I made them for myself, and then they work so good, other guys have asked me about them, so I've made them for a couple other people, and one thing led to another, and I have them available now in a kit. I have them on eBay. If you do a simple search for DR 650 foot pegs, you'll find it, or on my website, I have a website, southchathamtackle.com. On my accessories page, I'll have it in there. I build big game fishing gear, and this is just a pastime, and one thing led to another, so I figured I'd make it available. So it's pretty simple to do, quick and easy, not a problem. Check us out. Once again, southchathamtackle.com, or at eBay, simply do a search for DR 650 foot peg and we should pop up. Thanks.